we will call this Getting Back to Happy. And moving through, crying through, breathing through, but getting through the ugly. Getting back to happy by getting through the ugly. So I don't even know. So funny. So let me get clarification. When I say I don't even know, I also know that I don't even seek to know the method and the way and the plan. I just know that the destination is real and it can happen as soon as you feel it and as soon as you tap into it. You know what I mean? So this is just therapeutic release. This is my first time in weeks that I'm alone, and I honor and I appreciate alone time. I'm supposed to be cooking too. I honor and I appreciate alone time. So it feels good to be alone, so I can process my own things. I could be present in my own energy. Let me get that Palo Santos. I can be present in my own energy. Thank you. Let me clear some energy. Yeah, life comes at you in many ways. Sermon that I'm currently writing on, which is also working on. I like the way I played off those words. Excuse me. Relates to. Do I have a lighter up here? You look really good, black man. But the sermon I'm currently working on relates to. I can't even think of the full words. I have to look at my book, but it's on the topic of turning your test into a testimony. All God's children will be tested. I thought that was big, because they always talk about the test, They always talk about the test and that we have to get through the test. And they always talk about that there will be tests and we have to get through these tests. And when they come, they come. I'm not a religious man, though I'm highly spiritual. So I definitely want to clarify that. And I have the fortunate ability to have a lot of knowledge as it relates to a lot of doctrine. And not because those things I've studied, but just because they see me fit to know or to hear or to share or to gain clarity. As a messenger, they see me fit. Anything that I am is not because of me, but it's because they see me fit. When I say they, I say God, the universe, whatever you want to call source is. They can be the unknown, whatever the unknown is. So that's what sees me fit. Smudging everything. Cause shit gotta be smudged. Yeah. So and the Bible. And it's funny, it's like one of the only books in the Bible that I read and that I know and the story always related to me. And it was about Job. If anybody know about the brother Job and just the things that brother Job had to get through just to be sane. And not even about Job, but I want to also speak about every great person in any religious doctrine. Gandhi, Martin Luther King. What's that brother I was just doing some speaking on? Dr. Umar Johnson. And I say this, I say that anybody who's ever been in the books of any religious doctrine, and I will even throw my name in there. I will even throw any priest, any philosopher, any teacher, any developer of what they call New Age and New Thought, any force that goes against the status quo gets labeled, and any force that shows up bare naked, because even throughout this whole time, again, this video is for me and releasing I would say the failed attempts of assassination of my own character. And you know what the beautiful part is that I still love. Even when it seems ugly and confused, I still love. Even when I know that it's ugly and confusing, I still love. And even when I know that the very people that I love and I work for might not actually understand the depths of why I love the way that I do, I still love. I'm not one to harbor, it looks like my rug, to harbor on any ill will or any animosity, because it doesn't get me where. One thing, I have struggles though. I'm gonna tell you what my damn struggle is I care too much. You know, my daughter, once upon a time, we was doing some work, and she shared with me a message, you know, about a woman who died with a lot of disease in her body, and a woman who cared so much about everybody else than she cared about herself, and as a result, she just died with a lot of disease in her body. And it was so funny because when my daughter shared that story with me, I just swore she was talking about my grandma. I just swore she was talking about my mama. And I actually ran to them and was just like, yeah, I figured something out. Madison shared with me a message, and I realized what's going on and what we must not do. And this has been about a year ago, you know? Almost a year ago. Give thanks. And it wasn't until recently, I say this month, that I got the realization that no, my baby was not speaking about my mama. And she was not speaking about her grandma. She was speaking about her papa. Because I'm a caring individual. I have this unique ability to love even when people hate. I have this unique ability to love even when people conspire. I have this unique ability to love. All I know is love. And my love is just not even black. You know, people look at me and be like, okay, he just must love black people. He must be just pro-black people. No, I'm pro the peace for all of God's children. And I want you to know that when I say all of God's children, or all of the universe children, or all of the created children, or all of the children from source, baby is big and it's beyond even our own conception, if we even choose to try to conceptualize it. Again, I say if we choose to try, because it's a choice to choose to try to figure out God's work. And it's also a choice to also realize that you're a part of God's work, and be humbled and grounded and rested there. And that's where I'm at. You know, it's been a lot from people trying to, I'm gonna just be real. As much as I hate to be real, I've been told I gotta be real and just be honest, and it hurts me. It doesn't hurt me. Let me find a better word. Another flaw of mine is I don't like to talk about the negative, although I know the negative is there. No. The flaw is I try to ignore and deny the negative influences of the things that show up and appear in my life. And what I do is I see it there. I know why it showed up. I know why it came. But then the way that I choose to find ownership in it is by holding on to it and not releasing it. But figuring that I can hold on to it to fix it and change it. Just to fix it. Opposed to seeing it and being like, you know what? It's not for me. And again, it's funny too, because I don't even do it for everybody. It's just I see people. I see people and I see the good in which they are. It's kind of like any relationship. You know how it is. You find that person that you meet and you wish for them to be great. And you exhaust all your time, your resources. Sometimes you go bankrupt. Sometimes you go through everything trying to get that one person to show up. And at the end of the day, you end up divorced, broke, and sometimes even losing your life for someone who never even knew that you was working as hard as you were for the love of their own life. Love is not something that's easy to understand or comprehend. You know what I mean? Especially when love is from a selfless space. Especially when love has accountability. I own my mistakes and my flaws. If there's ever a day where I have not owned my mistakes and my flaws, no. Let me rephrase that. I own my mistakes and my flaws. And if you see me, and if you know me, then you know that about me to be true. And even if you don't, and you have the willpower to come to me and to ask me, then trust me, there will be ownership in everything that I say, because I don't have any pain of the past. I don't even have any pain of right now. What I have right now is just exhaustion of I'm in the wilderness, as all the greats before me have went to, and I'm in the wilderness, screaming and hollering, saying, "Lord, is this what you really want me to do?" And I ain't even saying that, you know. I ain't even saying that. Let me be more accurate. I love this accuracy thing. I love the fact that even in the midst of me trying to communicate, my spirit won't even allow me to say things that are not true or low vibrational, because it knows it's not a reality and that there's power in words. So I give thanks for me knowing to hit this button to begin to do this video journal, because if I didn't, I would have still been in the madness of my head trying to figure it out and trying to justify things and using words that I don't even saying stuff that I don't even say. You know, being worse than the very people that I teach and that I love, you know. Keep in mind that the food that you prepare is yours first. I was about to jump and start cooking some food. Let me sit down and finish this before I get up. But yeah. So, to get back to happy, if I live in a space of happiness, then happiness is me. If I live in a space of happiness, then happiness is me. So it's an embodiment. If you live in a space of happiness, and this is a space, and you live in a space, there has to be happiness that dwells in a space. Happiness is not a destination, because you have to live in a space of happiness. So by living in a space of happiness, your home is happy. Your food is happy. Your sweat, your tears is happy. Even your bowels and your bubble guts are happy. And yes, you can leave a space of happiness, but you also must be cognitive of your choice and your decision to leave that space of happiness and to begin to seek things outside of yourself for understanding, overstanding, that you left yourself to seek outside yourself to find something to restore you, when restorative peace has always been within you. Yeah. With the work that's been done right now, with the work that's been done throughout all lifetimes, with the work that's always been done on this planet, and those that show up to do the work, no one said that it would be understood. Because I was about to say no one said it would be easy. No. No one said it would be understood. So even the thought that I wanted to say, no one said it should be easy. The reason why I would even have a thought that it would be easy is because I would think that people will understand. And when people don't understand, then you find it not to be easy, because you're seeking the understanding of other people to validate that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and that you're doing it the right way. So, no one said that this work would be understood. No one even guaranteed you that by you being born and you've been breathing life that you would be understood. No one owes you that. No one owes you understanding. No one owes you those things. You can seek them within yourself, and you can find peace and rest of them with yourself. Even forgiveness. Forgiveness is not something that someone else outside of you does, or even something you got to call or knock on somebody's door to give them. But it comes from here, and from there it's emanated outwardly, and it can be received in the cosmos. What is they call it? It's part of another logos and another logos. I have to find a word. I can't even think of the language. But yeah, so yeah. Like, you talk about somebody gratitude, like somebody who's truly thankful, somebody who has no ounce of a clue about anything 5 minutes from now, but is sitting here in complete gratitude, listening to the birds, seeing the trees, being happy that I have my own peace and that my peace is not disrupted or that I have to share my peace. Until you get grounded in your own peace, it's hard for you to show up and share your peace. So it's important that you have time, and whatever that time is and whatever is needed, you know, that you find whatever you need to do. Oh, this chair reclines. Find out, that's fancy. That you find whatever you need to do to give yourself whatever you need. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. That's what this is. This is me talking out loud to myself. This is me thinking out loud to myself. This is me processing that people that I love that people that I have shown up for, that people that I have loved and people that I have shown up for hasn't necessarily acknowledged, supported, or even appreciated what I do, and how I show up. And it's so funny too, because this message right now is for me, even when it comes to this whole forgiveness aspect, right? You know, because I'm sitting here worried about things outside of me. As a result, selling myself short from me. So if it's people, if I dare to sit here and point my finger and say that it's people that I love and it's people that I show up for who doesn't love and acknowledge and support me, then hey, you the people, baby. Don't forget the teddy bear named you. Because everything reflects back to you. So with that knowledge, what you're going to do with it? When you realize that the stuff that happened to you didn't happen to you, but that you could have manifested that happen, that you could have saw it coming and also looked at it and waited to hit it. It's like a wave coming and you just staring at the wave and it hits. It's like a scary movie. And those people who tend to always fall down and die in scary movies because they see things happen and just be like, but not move. Well, you know, but that's a state of shock. That's a state of disbelief. That's a state of denial. You know, so even deny yourself your own truth and deny yourself your own discernment because you're wishing and hoping that it's not the way that it seems. You know, I always speak, I is all the freaking same, always speak and say that your spirit speaks first. And it tells you the truth with divine light, compassion, and understanding. And then, you know, that ego thing comes in and be like, yo, the word on the street is this. Or you look at it this way, is this. You know, and based on that relationship, I let everyone know that my ego had 34 years to set up booby traps. So every day I live my life to wake up, to try to navigate my life, unraveling, sometimes hopping over the same booby traps that my ego set up because I know that this day will come. Not blaming my ego. Nor separating myself from my ego. But I'm saying that as I am only 3 years old and it's only been 3 years since I've been walking and resting in peace, love, and light, then I must also know that it's been that I've also been here 34 years within this body, seeking to rest in peace, love, and light. So I have to also bring that in. You know, the talks I've been doing all month has been about the season that we're in is bridging the heart and the mind. The heart and the mind must begin to work together in a unified fashion in order to liberate the soul, in order to liberate the body, in order to drum its beat of freedom. Yeah, it's freedom song, you know, and I've been speaking about body scans, body's harmony, you know. Your body is your temple, so have you checked your shoulder to see if there's any dust, any cobwebs? When was the last time you visited the top of your ear? You know, what about this part of your knee? Have you begun to channel and move through and scan through every ounce of your body to see if there's any light bulbs that needs to be replaced. Is there any junk that's been sitting there that you just thought it had to be there because you was too lazy to figure out that it should go elsewhere, that you just decided to hold on to it? Is it parts that you're denying, that you're refusing to look at because to look at it would be too much and you have to face more than you wish to face? Because in the world we're moving to, in the way the ascension is happening, in the way that the world is ascending, it's important that you take the time to make sure you're in alignment, that you're aligned. Take the time to make sure you're aligned, you know? And that when opposition shows up, that you listen to it, not trying to speak back to it, but listen to it. And from that, say, you know, my mama, my grandma, my nana, say all you got to do. And I love the elders. You know, I've been speaking all year to go spend it at your grandma's house and go take care of your grandmas, because it's important that we take care of the grandmas and the babies. We got to get these grandmas and these babies together, you know. The mama's mamas. I've been saying the mama's mamas, mama's mamas, mama's mamas, you know. And even the daddies, it's important that we bridge everyone together. And as I spend time, I love the elders. I love them dearly. You know, because they have so much wisdom that people have not dared to sit and ask them questions. And if you ask them a question, they will begin to share things with you. They will even be able to pull up memories that they even forgot about, and will be delighted that someone is present in front of them, wishing to hear the very information that they have to share. They don't even realize how valuable that they are, and they incubate jewels, and that jewels resides in their wisdom. Their wisdom is not the age or the wrinkles. The wisdom is the knowledge from which comes forth from them through their experience. Eldership, wisdom, it's not the age and the wrinkles. It's the knowledge and the wisdom that moves and speaks through them through their own existence. That was it was a humbling thing to hear and to share. So I repeated it the best way that I heard it. Yeah. Taking care of these mamas. The elders say, Lord, help me. Just wait, Lord, help me. Lord, help me. Lord, help me. Lord, order my steps. It's so funny because our new age generation, we got so much stuff we supposed to do. It's so much rituals that we in that we don't even want to be in, but we're exhausted from being in, but we feel like we got to get this ritual in order to do something. There's all this stuff we got to do in order to speak to God. You know. You know, but they said if I couldn't say a word, I would just raise my hand. Lord. Lord, help me. Lord, help me. Lord, direct me. Lord, order my steps. Lord, give me peace and clarity. Lord, fight this war for me. And baby, we still finding battles to fight. And being committed to the suit and armor. Even buying ourselves the best suit and armor to fight a battle that leaves 9 hours to fight. And then after we fight the battle, we're worn and we're beat down and we're tired, and then we begin to complain and even begin to blame God, because we say, well, God, you told me I gotta fight this war. You told me I gotta fight this feeling. You told me this is what I gotta do. And then we get mad because God begins to get silent, and because God he's an awesome God, and he allows whatever we want to allow to happen. But God be like, hold up, baby. I hear you right now. But what you're saying and who you're blaming and what you're trying to trigger it to ain't quite me. So, baby, I'm going to give you permission to get out whatever you need to get out. But what I can't do is take your blame. I can hear my child cry. I can hear my child scream. I can send the best of comforting energies from every aspect of the galaxy. But I can't make my child receive it. I can't make my child see me. Nor can I make my child, or do I even try to make anyone believe in me. To believe in me is to believe in yourself. To find me is to find yourself. To rest in me is to rest in yourself. So, baby, I hear you and I see you every day, strapping up, putting on every suit and every piece of armor that you possibly can find. I see you searching for old night costumes from the mid-18th century so that you can put it on because you think that that still will protect you. As though my still has ever left you, you know? It's funny because anytime things happen, the very first thing people want to do is blame people and things outside of themselves about finding the peace and clarity from within. And then it's crazy too because again, we're not in a world. Again, I always talk about in order to be a safe space, you have to be a safe space where people feel comfortable coming to. And if you're not a safe space where people feel comfortable coming to, then release yourself from that space and from that situation. Because when people are coming to you, they need answers, they need clarity. And if you can't provide it, then relinquish yourself. But also too, if people come to you for advice and for clarity and they're unable to receive it, then you also relinquish yourself from the responsibility that you have of feeling like you have to force them to receive it. Because what happens is we just stay in this realm of responsibility and we never leave. So we were looking for responsibilities on both sides, but there's not rest there. There's responsibility. And keep in mind too, you know, I'm walking around this beautiful cabin. And I'm looking at the beautiful trees. I'm looking at the land. I'm looking at water. I'm even looking at remnants of a snow that has fallen. And I hear the birds that chirp, Ashe. And as I hear the birds, I also see that they don't worry about food. Right now, I'm around all these plants. And what do these plants have? Water dripping from their underpan. And if their underpan doesn't have water dripping from it, then their soil is visibly moist. And they didn't have to ask for anything or even feel like it was responsible for them to take care of themselves. You know, so when you're feeling this responsibility, when you're feeling this angst, this anxiousness, when you're confused and your head is just saying so much you just can't get it out, when you feel like it's your responsibility to figure it out, take a look, my baby. Take a look, my son. Take a look, my friend. Take a look, my love. Take a look, my daughter. Take a look, my servant. And realize that I've never, ever, 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 ever asked you to figure anything out. I've never, ever, ever, ever asked work from you. I've said have some faith. I said trust. I said speak things that are not as though they were. I said there's truth in life and the power of the tongue. So are you going to speak some truth or are you going to speak some life? Let me rephrase that. There's life and death and the power of the tongue. So are you going to speak some life or are you going to speak some death? And then we can remix it the way I said it the first time because I do like it that way, but I definitely want to be clear on the way that it is actually out there. So that's been said. Just there's life and death in the power of the tongue. And if you sit down and analyze yourself right now and the things you say and your actions and the way that you move and the way that you operate, are you speaking life or are you speaking death? Are you speaking light or are you speaking darkness? Are you speaking truth from your own cognizance, or whatever the word is? This English word stuff I don't really be paying too much attention to. Are you speaking from a place of discernment? Are you speaking from a place of your own truth that was also confirmed by you? Or is what you're resting on the energy, the vibrations that are leaving you? Is it streaming? Streaming. I like a stream. Life ain't but a stream, so I like a streaming. from from forces that might have even attached itself to you. Yeah. When we think about the devil, because a lot of times in a lot of religious doctrines, we remove the devil and we say, and I say this too. I'm speaking about my own teachings too, so ownership. But we say the devil. I have a speech that I just did recently. I was like, the devil is whatever. I cuss, so my cussing is offensive. Then, hey, just be it for you. But I do cuss, and I said the devil is whatever the fuck you think the devil is. So whatever you project as your devil will be your devil. And I be saying that, because that's my belief. My belief is anything that shows up that you give credit to be the devil will be the devil. And it will be the devil. Same way that anything that shows up and you say is God will be of God. So anything that's light will be light. Anything that's dark will be dark. It's all about how you receive whatever it is. And touching on the religious doctrine. I talk about the Bible a lot, man. The Bible be friends. It's a good book. It's a really good book. There's a lot of truth in the book, and there's a lot of truth that has been extracted from the book. So that's why the Bible is a beautiful space for you to read, humbled, at peace, with your own discernment. I look on the front porch, and I see all these crystals charging. See the touch my soul. It's my big old bowl of crystals, and it's my family's small bowl of crystals. So it's just beautiful to see that it just touched my soul. And this little purple butterfly right here touched my soul too. So, but back to this devil thing. Gratitude is everywhere. The small things in life brings me gratitude and joy, So even when things might seem chaotic, I always rest on gratitude and joy because it's just the little things. I ain't making big problems out of nothing. I ain't making problems out of nothing, period. I don't make problems. We don't want no problems. Oh. The Scrapian taught me that. Trillville days. But the devil, the Bible. The devil comes, but to do nothing what? To kill, to steal, and to destroy. So are you dead? The devil comes to kill, to steal, and destroy. Okay, cool. So are you dead? Have you been destroyed? And are you without nothing? Because if the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy, then in order for the devil to be successful, in order for the devil to have done successful work, then that means that you must be dead, you must be broken, you must be stolen from, you must be destroyed, so there's no sense of you ever. So it pretty much means that when opposition comes and dark forces comes, and then if it takes you out, then the devil won. But if you're able to say that, hey, I overcame, then the devil is not present. Because that situation that you're even sharing, that testimony that you're sharing, only came from a test that you won. So therefore, you are victorious, even if it feels and it looks ugly. Even if you don't even know how you're here, even if the people around you don't even know how you're here, even trusting that you're here, even trusting that you're in your right mind. Where you at? What you got? What you feel? How does it resonate? Are you alive? Did you overcome? Can you speak something else into existence that you want no more? Did you learn that whatever that thought was, whatever that energy was, whatever that vibration that you was fearing a lot of times we try to press down what it is that we fear as though it's not going to build up and pop, So of all of that, I'm hungry. I should actually see what food is in this house. With all of that, are you here? Are you here? Did you make it? January, the sermon has been on gratitude, and it's been on recovering all that's been stolen. It's been, I've been singing a beautiful gospel song. When anytime a gospel song hits or a song hits, period, anytime music hits and then Lord is speaking, and when God is speaking, I channel it through music and through dance and through movement and through many, many different, do everything that God is, because I be everything that God is, you know, and I acknowledge that I am everything that God is, and I'm at peace with my resting and being everything that God is, even when it seems ugly, even when it seems tested. Because I don't suspect that God rests well, because there's our forces out here that's trying to even discredit God from God's work. And God know it. God is at peace with it, but God is still God. You know, you might be the same thing, the same force that tried to discredit God and say that God wasn't real and that God isn't real and that God is a lie because my suffering seems to be too bad. So I can't be having this bad sufferings and have God. So maybe God isn't. Hey, you could be the same force. You know, so just listen and process without the need to think about the next answer, but in order to actually see how things feel and resonate within your own soul. And also know that you are not invincible from anything in this world, because God goes through it all in order for us to live a lot easier and not to stress, honestly. God's mission for us is not to stress, is not to be in disease, is not to be addicted to medications, is not to be addicted to sexual inhibitions, is not to be addicted to worrying and thoughts in our heads, is not even being addicted to caring more about people than we care about our own self. Because God loves us, right? But God ain't gonna put himself out for us. He ain't gonna say, hey, I'm gonna stop being God, I'm just gonna kill myself because these ungrateful people around ain't even appreciating the God that I am. No, that's not how it goes. So grateful is our God. We have reached I have reached the harvest God promised me by taking back everything that was stolen. So today I rest in peace, because I rejoice today, for I have recovered it all. So even if tomorrow my $1 I got today gets taken away, hey, I recovered it, even in that ounce. Even if right now the deposit hasn't hit my bank and I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to eat for my lunch break, hey, but I have recovered it, because I don't have to try to figure out. I can open my mouth and be like, Lord, help me. Lord, I am hungry and I walk around confused. And I know you said you're going to provide for me. And I know you don't want me hungry doing your work. You know, and if you do, Lord, I will humble myself and continue this fast that you put upon me, you know. But Lord, if it's not your will, because it's only your will that I trust that will be done. So Lord, if this is not your will, then deliver me some food, deliver me the message of who I can even call for food. Lord, just have people start knocking on my door with tons of food, because I'm hungry, Lord, and I can't figure it out no more. Lord, I realized I was never supposed to figure it out, and I shouldn't have been figuring it out anyway. You know? And God, the universe, the angels, the ancestors, the energy, the force in which you believe in, whether you even believe in it, will come upon you and will provide and will take care of you and will give you the peace and you the clarity that you need. You know? I say that I am not your mother's ministers, but I'm your grandmother freedom, because yes, I did not show up in the form that you might be used to. My words come in all kinds of ways, and I'm at peace with that. I cuss you the hell out, because that hell out need to come the hell out. It's a lot of freaking hell up in that. but I'll never curse you out, and you can never say that I ever will curse you out. And if you're ever offended by the words, if you're ever offended by my actions, if you're ever offended by anything that I do, pray. Pray for me. Pray for you. Pray for clarity. Don't harbor and don't worry, because God does not harbor and God does not worry. You're beautiful, young man, and thank you for taking the time to hit this button today and do this conversation with me, because you've been very silent, and I've been needing to hear you, I've been needing to see you, and I've been needing to be reminded that you are you, and that you are here, still beautiful, still whole, still God-filled. This is the best video journal ever. I've been walking around hungry, confused, and feeling all kinds of stuff. And then I heard to pick up the phone and do what you do best. Is to talk out loud and record it all. Because by you doing so, you will be healed, the answer will come, and you will know your next step. So I give thanks for hearing that, for listening to that, for doing that, because you, my brother in the blue shirt and the gray hat, just showed up in the most beautiful way and healed my soul. So I am grateful, and I give gratitude for you and for what moves through you and for what speaks through you and for your ability to trust whatever it is and the light that it is, even if it's beyond your own understanding. And honestly, when you say that, it ain't beyond your own understanding. That's just some light, because you just be trying to be light and putting yourself on other people's levels and stuff. You know what it is. That's why you can show up in what it is. So you be whatever it is. I love you, baby. And peace to whoever else might join in on this video with me. Because everything I do, I share, even my private journals. Hey. There's nothing, no aspect about me that is hidden. Why hide? You can't live in light and hide. You only hide when people feel like there's something that bye. 42 minutes. This is a good sermon. You're over though. And I'm gonna say it anyway. When people feel like they have something against you, then they feel like they have something that they can throw at you, and something that you will fear or will break you and that you have to go hide from. But when you're whole within every ounce of everything that you've ever been through, and there's no malice, there's no animosity, but there's nothing but pure love, understanding, and forgiveness, then anything that's thrown out, you can be like, that's cool. I still love you. You smack me. You spit at me. You throw a crown on my head and pierce my side, but I still love you. And hey, I will rise. And when I rise, I will still look at you and still love you. Because it's not about me. It's about the work that we've been called here to do. Listen to me, my friends, and all highly involved beings and all people who are part of a master plan. Know that you're here right now. Despite any and everything that you ever went through, that you are here right now, and celebrate your being here, and celebrate your right now. Peace to the love of all, and the all of love, the all of the love, the all of the all of the love of all, because we all are the love, and we all are God's children. Peace.